Is everybody seeing yours? Everybody's seeing yours slides?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. Well, welcome everyone. Gosh, it's already February. Seems like just last week we were here talking about our January report and getting our information. So we'll start off today with the PMO giving us updates on the important items that they want us to focus on or know about. And then we'll go into our three presenters, and then we will ask Competency Corner folks to talk with us. And I have the title of their subject today is describing the student in the competency statement. And then, of course, Gretchen will come up and talk about next month and the presenters. And then Yair will come back in and put us into the breakout rooms. So thank you for being here. We always learn from your presentations. And so Deep, you are the first one up. Each presenter will present for 10 minutes and share their own screen. And then the next presenter will come on and present as well.
We'll start with the PMO. So Annie and Michelle.
Yeah, hi everybody. So if I haven't met you before, I'm Michelle Eisenhart. Some of you, I'm recognizing a few of the names. I've worked for NSA for a while. I come from NSA's Academic Engagement Office. So you may have worked with me in a different capacity, but now I'm working with Annie and others, and I'm part of the PMO office. So nice to meet you if we haven't met before. Just a few things we wanted to share. You probably have seen messages about the symposium that is in April. And if you're planning on participating in that, you're going to get additional information from us in the coming weeks, just with information about how many can come, details on the ceremony.
So we have some static coming on from your mic. I don't know if it's from your mic or
Is it better now? Is it better now?
When you hear the static. So.
That's weird. I don't hear anything. Can you hear me okay? Now?
No, there's some noise from your mic.
Let me mute it and try again. Okay, is it any better?
Yes, excellent. And please, everyone else, mute your mic while you're not speaking.
Thanks. Sorry about that. So I'll start over. Didn't realize you weren't able to hear me all that well. So I am Michelle Eisenhart. I'm now a member with Annie and others as part of the CAE PMO office. Some of you may recognize my name. I've worked with a few of you before as part of NSA's Academic Engagement Office. So if I worked with you in the past, happy to see your face again. If I haven't, excited to work with you now in the future. The other thing I mentioned was if you're planning on participating in the April symposium, especially if you're part of the designation or redesignation ceremony, more information is going to come out from us in the next week or two about that. So stay tuned. Last thing to mention is to make sure you're aware, seeing the information, encouraging your students to participate in the new CAE Community Lecture Series. Hopefully everybody on the call knows what that is. If you don't, Angie Painter, who's also from the PMO, is the one who's organizing these. And it's an excellent opportunity for you as faculty, but even more so for your students, to hear about NSA, Tech Talks. The next one that's coming up is later this month, I believe. Let me look. I think it's the 23rd, February 23rd. And that's where we're going to have somebody from NSA's applicant clearances and security processing is going to talk about that. And we usually get lots of questions from students, whether they are dual citizens, what does the process look like, questions about just the things that are not the easy, obvious answers. So please encourage your students as well as yourself to join. And we're going to have some really special ones coming up as well. We have some of our NSA senior leaders that are going to be speaking too on cybersecurity and other technical topics. And that's all I had.
Okay, thank you, Michelle. I believe Annie's on as well. Annie, any updates you'd like to share with us?
No additional updates. Michelle was representing the PMO for this session. Thank you, though.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you both for joining us each time and for sharing the most important information. So, okay, now Deep, it's your turn. So Yair will stop his screen share and you'll be able to share your screen.
Sounds good. Okay. Can you guys see my screen, I guess?
We can, thank you.
Perfect, yeah. Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here. I've been to many of these sessions and finally got to be the presenter finally. My name is Deep Ramanaikar. I am a teaching professor here at Xavier University. It's a small Jesuit Catholic college in close to University of Cincinnati. And if you see this picture down here, this is our whole campus, and I'm somewhere back all the way in one of these buildings right now. So our program is under computer science department. Here's some of my information here. We got our CAE in 2022 around March. That's when we received. So I was basically hired on 2019 to build the program and get the CAE designation. So it took 3 years, as you all know, a lot of work it takes to get the designation. So the name of the program is, so we have the concentration. We don't have a specific cybersecurity degree, maybe hopefully in the future, but right now, so students in Bachelor of Science and Computer Science program can take concentration on cybersecurity. So they take 4 extra classes that get them the concentration, mostly related to cybersecurity. Our program mostly, we are trying to focus mostly on trying to get the student into the reverse engineering malware analysis side, because the students in the computer science program get a good solid foundation of programming, computer architecture, computer organization, data structure. So use that knowledge, and then the cybersecurity classes kind of get them to like, okay, now think backward and do the reverse engineering and malware analysis. So a lot of jobs we have placed students so far as a cybersecurity analyst, then network security engineers. I also have, I think, 3 students working for NSA, and 2 are in the process getting there. So we are very proud to place some of our students with NSA. So we do have the BA computer science program, as they also can take the concentration. But that program's not currently validated. So maybe that's our next step. It's getting that program validated on the next cycle, hopefully. We're trying to get more staff right now because we lost 2 faculty, so we're trying the process of hiring 2 new faculty. So if anybody want to move to Cincinnati, not from Florida, probably, you're welcome to apply. The job is open. I need to post it on the CAE forum site as well. Our university is not a research fund university, but we do a lot of faculty do a lot of research, and I've been doing a lot of research before. Especially like trying to engage students on like competition-based activities, especially on cybersecurity competitions, to get them skills outside the classroom, right? We know that there's not much we can teach inside the classroom, but by doing the competition, they could learn way more outside the classroom and apply their skills that they learn. So I was doing a lot of research, like, is this really helping to students to get some competencies and land jobs? So that's kind of what I was doing. So I'm now moving into, so I haven't started any of research related to the software-defined networking yet, but this is what I'm interested right now. I'm sure you all are kind of aware of software-defined networking. We have a lot of applications, right, running on SDN platforms. So I'm trying to look into like, what are the things we could do into detecting anomalies and security threats related to the network core, and what this application, how secure these applications are, maybe figuring out some kind of a AI machine learning method to collect enough data and maybe analyze something, capture things happening on the internet core. That I haven't explored any of these. These are some of the things I'm planning to jump, hopefully, in future. So what our students come out of our program, since like I mentioned, they have a good solid programming background, so that helps them when they take the reverse engineering class. They have a good C knowledge, C++, Java, and so that help them to like go into the reverse engineering side or malware analysis side. Most of the jobs we place so far on our students since last 2 to 3 years since we got the designation and the program. Most of them are going into the cybersecurity engineering side and reverse engineering side. And we have some students went into the cybersecurity analyst jobs as well, mostly locally. And I have some students like move out of the states as well, like NSA. Any questions so far? Okay. So subject matter expert, like I mean, I'm the only one teaching cybersecurity classes here since we are a small program. We have 200 computer science students and we have 30 cybersecurity students, and we're actually growing since we got the NSA designation. I can say that we keep growing. More interest are there. We can help with developing CTF competitions. I'm currently a coach for the US cyber team. So if anybody need any help with competitions and how to get into competition, if you want to build like some kind of a platform locally on your school with minimum infrastructure, I can share some resources I have. I can give some explaining like step by step how to do these things. Also, if you have any question with reverse engineering, teaching reverse engineering classes, if you want any resources, I'm happy to share those as well. I had a few students did some intrusion detection as their senior project. So again, if you want to set up some kind of an intrusion detection platform like Security Onion, open source, those are the things that I can help on our side if you need any help. Right now, we are working with the University of Cincinnati. It's very close to us. It's only like 10 minutes from here. I'm right now working, they have Ohio Cyber Range Institute. It's an Ohio grant that they received. So we are working right now with them, building some materials to put on their public site, as well as February 19th, we are doing a CTF on Xavier and University of Cincinnati, partnering with one of these grants they have. It's Ohio-based only grant. So yeah, so this is the only school right now. Close by, we have CAE, and there's another school like maybe 30 minutes away, but we are mostly collaborating with University of Cincinnati. That's the one close to us. I couldn't think of anything that use help with, at least right now. Maybe the program grows more, I probably will reach out to the community to see what they can help me with. But I'm looking for mostly since we have such a large group, like I would like to see more collaboration with all of us, like faculty, maybe share some teaching practices, what works well, what doesn't work well. As you know, like we don't get as much industry experience. Anything that we can collaborate to help our students, that'll be really good to have some kind of platform that we can collaborate and share our ideas and ups and downs and what works and what doesn't work. That's all I have. If you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
We will leave the questions to the breakout session.
I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing.
Okay, thanks, Steve. All right, Kathleen, I believe I see you on with us now. You're there?
Yes, I am there. I was
Okay,
just trying to
perfect.
unmute my mic.
Unmute. I understand. I understand. Yeah, if you
Yeah.
can just share your screen, that would be great.
Hi. Okay. Let's see. I was just saying this to my students last night. I do this however many times all week long, and every time it's new. It's like a challenge, like I've never done it before.
Or you get the Zoom update in the middle of the class, which happened to me.
Right, that too.
Right
Oh,
in the
wow.
middle of the class, Zoom update.
My goodness.
And then it takes you offline, which has happened. Okay. I'm sorry. I should have shared my screen. And share.
It's
Now you
coming
see it?
Yes, now we
Okay,
see it. Thank you.
Perfect. So I am with the College of Western Idaho. I'm not the POC, actually, or even the alternate POC, but neither of them could make today, and we wanted to present. We were asked to, so I agreed to do it. And So Jay Solberg is currently the POC, and only as of the last 3 months, probably, there's been sort of a shift in personnel. And so that's made some changes to the people that are participating right now. I'm the data entry person. So I was next up on the list, I guess, to do the presentation. And so this is, the big picture is our administration facility. The small picture is the campus that I work on. Currently, we're a community college, and it's really a commuter school. We're located right now in an industrial park, but we are in the process of building a new building in downtown Boise that will house a lot of the different programs that are housed in various locations, kind of to bring us all together, which will be nice. And the name of our program, the department is Computer Information System, and the program name is just cybersecurity. And we just got designated. So June, I guess, since June of 2022. So it's a fairly new designation for us. And as I said, the personnel that had been working on it changed. So the program focus, as a community college, we have a lot of hands-on opportunity in our program. And so with that, there is a lot of opportunity for us. I guess I'm kind of talking about the next slide ahead, but opportunity for us to interact with a lot of the businesses in our community. And so the preparation we do for students in the program, I teach in a separate program, actually. I teach in the Cisco Networking and Security Technologies program. So I'm not in this one, but in the designated program. But the students that we teach, the fields that they tend to go into are SOC analyst or cyber operators. And the program, even with the designation, it's fairly new as well. And so we've really seen a lot of growth because of the members of the business community that our technical advisory committee have been really happy with what we've been producing in terms of students from the program. And so it started out as fully face-to-face with just one section, and now we've added an fully online night program as well. So it's really grown and really quite successful. So what may be our next program of study is either the Cisco Networking and Security Technologies or Network and Systems Administration. Actually, both will be eventually. We're just not sure the order. One of the other things is this program, the Cisco Networking and Securities Technology program, is just being revamped. And so it doesn't have the 3 years of graduate data it needs. So I've only been with the program 2 years. So by next year we should have it. We're hoping that at that point we would start looking toward a designation of that program as well. A lot actually is changing here with all of our programs. There's been a lot of revamping of the programs that are in our department, computer information, our computer systems and technology, I think is the department name. I should know it, but I forget. There's been a lot of changes actually happening, and that's been a push from our technical advisory committees asking us to make adjustments, and a lot more bringing on of cybersecurity into all of the programs, although security is a component of every program. We're being asked to make some changes, bringing in more virtualization, bringing in more cloud and more cyber into all of the programs. So they're sort of being revamped. That's what's making us trying to have difficulty decide which is our next program of study. So we are definitely not a research institution, as we are only a community college. So it's not required, but it doesn't mean we don't do it. And I know these aren't necessarily focused on cybersecurity, but these are the areas of interest that the faculty, when I talk to them about what research is going on, and a lot of it does tie into what we've been looking at, especially analyze the alignment between academic learning objectives and workplace competencies in work-based curriculum. Our programs are career technical education programs, and so we're work-based learning focus. And so a lot of our interest lies there, and also looking at competencies and making sure that we are meeting the needs. And again, because of the community college and the state requirement to have a technical advisory committee, we work a lot with employers in the area or other employers outside of the area that are interested in aligning with us. We're fortunate that Idaho National Labs is also interested, and so we do some collaboration with them as well. So a lot of what this research focuses on, not necessarily, as I said, specifically cybersecurity, but the idea of what can we do right to educate our students so that they do end up with employment when they leave any of our programs, including the cybersecurity program. And so subject matter experts, networking is a focus. And again, we have 5 programs within our department. So a variety of different skills with the instructors that we have teaching in those programs. So software development and systems administration, and then the provisioning of hardware and operating systems, which all really tie into several different groups. So the NICE framework, again, for looking at the different work roles. And so that's our focus. So as far as grants, I'm currently not working on any grants, and neither is anyone else that I got feedback from the faculty. I did work on the Regional Hub collaboration with State's Department of Education grant, and we were really making some progress there, especially in the state of Idaho. It's a small state. Well, population, it's a big state. Population-wise, it's a small state. And so what I discovered in working on this grant, and actually some others that I've worked on in the past, is that we have access to people that other states may not be able to gain access to as easily. And so for us, the collaboration and being able to put together committees to work on, like, as part of what happened with this grant, I was pulled into a committee to work on the cybersecurity standards for K-12, and then work in another committee. And so were other people from our department, work on another committee that is looking at articulation and dual enrollment credits with the K-12 system, actually mostly 6 through 12 at this point, based on those standards for cybersecurity courses at the lower level, and how they can matriculate up through high school and then articulate with us at the college level. And so I have one program that comes the high school students come directly into mine, having completed their first year at the high school. And a lot of that was able to be done with our collaboration directly through the state and access to our legislators. So the grant provided funding for us to reach out to do those things, and it was good. And I'm hoping that more like that or something along those lines come up, that I have an opportunity. And I worked with Mark Dupuy, who was actually really excellent, which was really helpful on that too, in the organizing side. So currently, we have in the state of Idaho a charter that was established through funding from the governor that helped us to develop this charter for cybersecurity. And what came of it was all of the public institutions. And so you can see there are 8, the ones with the asterisks are the CAEs. And so all of the public institutions were funded at some level with money to build or to design a cybersecurity adjacent program. It's not for credit, but we got money to develop a SOC, and we were able to build this collaboration team that involves members from all of the public institutions in the state of Idaho. So that's why you see there's this list of all these institutions that we're collaborating with in this charter. And it is the vision of the charter is that I could read it exactly what it is the Idaho Cyber Range empowers Idaho with capabilities that enable and promote hands-on and experiential learning, cyber and cyber physical systems, security learning, and research that develops novel technologies while fostering an effective cyber-informed citizenry in Idaho and the nation. And so what's come of this has been this really great collaboration between all the institutions. The last speaker was talking about collaborating and sharing. So we've started doing that just institutionally on projects and labs and red, blue team exercises. And coming up in April, there's going to be an exercise. This is the first one that is going to take place where all of the institutions are supposed to participate, and we'll be doing different demonstrations on what we've done with our SOCs, what we've done with our cyber adjacent programs, and also working with Idaho National Labs and trying to figure out ways to reach out to the communities and hopefully help small businesses and work with government agencies on developing good cyber postures for communities, municipalities that don't have the staff to do it. It's a big endeavor. We've been together for about 2 years, but it makes for a good collaboration. Changes, enhancements, or gaps do you have in your program? Right now, the cyber program has gotten a lot of focus. We're not feeling that, but we need help at the moment. But one thing we are working on is developing an AI program. And so we've gotten already help through a contact with CAE from Houston Community College, and they were really helpful to us. And so the program is being put together now, and if anybody else would like to reach out, and also if anybody's thinking about putting together an AI program and needs help, our instructors said they'd be really happy to collaborate on that. And it's moving forward quickly, but it's not approved. It isn't a program that we have. It hasn't gone to the state. It hasn't been approved by the council here, but it's in the works, and we can definitely open to help on that at any point and be willing to help out any others that might be interested in the same area. I'm talking a lot, sorry. And lastly, what changes or enhancements? Oh, I guess that is my last slide. Oh, I guess add to, I didn't really come up with anything that I would like to add to the discussion with CIE. I think that's why I deleted the slide.
Okay.
Done, sorry.
That's okay. Kathleen, thank you very much. You know, you talk about so many areas that certainly are hands-on experiential learning that goes on in the community college. So those are all extremely helpful in preparing all of our students. So, okay, we,
I was just going to mention really quick that Jay, our POC, has actually jumped into the meeting, and I was hoping he'd be able to join us because I'm kind
Good.
of speaking on his behalf, but he's here now.
Good. So maybe Jay can go in, you and Jay can both go into the breakout room. And to take, you know, any additional questions at that time, and that'll happen at the end of the meeting.
Great.
Okay, good. Let's see. I did not see Donald McCracken on the list. So unless Donald is here under another name, Donald? No, maybe not. Okay, we're going to move in to Competency Corner. So if you will, Zoe, I don't know if you or Dongset is going to be making the presentation, but
I'm here to provide backup. Idongaset has
okay,
an amazing
okay.
presentation for you all.
Good, thank you. All right.
She
so-
lied. She lied. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
All right, if you'll share your screen, please. It always takes a few minutes. Coming up now. Yep. We can just presentation mode, please.
I thought I clicked on it twice, but I guess not.
Yep, you're there now. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Idongaset Mpong Ruthen from Florida A&M University in Tallahassee, Florida. We are a historically Black college and university, and most of our students are predominantly of African-American descent from about 30 countries and all over the nation. So that allows for a very interestingly diverse group of people to work with. I had about 3 things I needed to talk about today. Who are we? Who are the main employers and hires of our students? What motivated me to become a competency trainer? And how we came about modeling a statement that we've developed as an experience to give our students. So here we go. The main local employers that we have, given where our students come from and who we are from all over. And that is a great thing to have, is that we have students that are employed either locally by the state of Florida. Great time to be in the Tallahassee is the state capital, so we get access to that real quickly. And also local firms within the area, our hospital, et cetera, and smaller notions. Then we have other companies like Johnson & Johnson, Eli Lilly, American Airlines, Northrop Grumman, just to name a few that our recent graduates of this program of study have had the opportunity to work with. So when we look at working with our students and training them, we take into account not just what our local people need for them to be able to do, but given how wide the area is, we take that into consideration to be able to work with them. Why did I want to be a competency trainer? Well, you see, Zoe had a great illustration of what happens to our students. They come in and we want them to be this wonderful, posh, beautiful IT executive looking people. And what we end up with are Frankenstein. And I'll explain a little bit why that really was very germane to my experience, and I heard it over and over with my students and wanted to be able to help change that because I believe that this is an avenue that will help us with that. You see, we bring students in and we break up the skill sets that we want them to have into chunks of classes, correct? And after we break them into chunks of classes that we want them to have, they've taken an operating systems class, a programming class, a Linux class, a Windows, a networking, and then they go looking for a job and go, what next? I don't think I'm ready. Where am I going to go with this, right? And so we've got that we're working with. And since that was my personal experience, you know, that imposter syndrome, they really think I can do a lot, right? Because I make good grades. Aha. You think they're going to hire me? And I heard that from my students, and I kept telling them, you will be all right. But wanting to be able to have and knowing also that our students have the skill sets. All of us know that, but they don't feel like they do, and they can't articulate to our employers that they have that. Being able to create skill sets that will allow us to make them feel as confident as they need to, or have an idea of what we actually trained them to be able to do, right? And so that's what motivated me to go into that. So 2 out of 3 done. The third thing I was supposed to do was look at a competency statement and that I've developed to describe an experience that I've given our students. So I'm teaching a fundamental of programming course. So this is not a networking course. It is not a pen test course or any of those. It is a really rudimentary course. But check this, that rudimentary course is very significant for a work role that they may be a part of that is necessary. Can we do it at this level, or do we have to wait till the end of their learning during their junior, senior year when they're getting out for us to put that together? And I would like to say that we're able to do that even from the beginning, and it shouldn't take that much. What I've done, and I'm open to suggestions and feedback because this is kind of new, is the adaptation of a current project that they work on. Technically, this project goes all semester. So this is the example I'm going to show today is part 1 of the whole project I break it down into 4 chunks. So this is part 1. All they know at this point is data types and an if-else statement. So when they get the project, that's all they know. So keep that in mind as we work through the process, okay? Now, in the project, this is the old way we had this. We said, in this project, you'll be focusing on allowing a customer to purchase 3 available items. You'll authenticate their credentials, username, password. We're proud of ourselves. We did authentication. At least once the customer account details are there with a username, blah, blah, blah. Here are 3 things. You need to get that, give them a 6% text sales tax, and let us know if there's an error message if they don't do what they were supposed to do. Okay? So that is what we used to have. This is not the competency statement, so don't judge me. Okay. Now, with the competency, the essential components of a competency statement, we use the ABCDE rule. We look at who, and we're looking at who from the perspective of our students, but allowing our students to see themselves in that role that they will perform. And then state the behavior of what they're going to get done. That's B. So we're looking at who, what, how much, and why. So we look at behavior. What are the tasks that they're going to do? The NICE framework and the DCWF framework gives you that context that you can use. You basically want to go look at those tasks and be able to see, are there any of these tasks that are able to be seen within that context? Hopefully they will see this over and over as they go through the progression of their studies, that by the time they're getting internships, by the time they're getting interviews, they can articulate those tasks and those skill sets that they were able to do within the context of that work role. Then we give them the scenario in which this competency is being demonstrated and how long we think it should take for them to get it done and how much of it is the expectation for being correct. And then the other part is the why. Because if we don't know the why, there's a problem. What are you going to get out of this? What are the skill sets that you're getting out of this that employers really want to know about? So let's take a look, and I've got this in a Word document, so I will click out of this, go into the Word document, if that's okay with everyone. And excuse me. And then we'll go from there, okay? So after this, I'm just closing this, but we're still sharing slides, and I will pull up my Word document, courtesy of Zoe. And what I want you to notice here is that with this, don't have a name yet for that, but we're looking at what? A programming class. There are a lot of work roles on this DCWF and the NICE framework that you can choose from. And I looked, and software developer is the one that we would use. So we're looking at this from that particular work role. And within that, who's the actor is a student. In our case, we're looking at a freshman or a sophomore student in a fundamentals of programming course, right? What do I expect them to know? Notice here that I'm pulling this knowledge skill set from NICE again, knowledge of programming language structure and logic. And we're using, this is my prerequisite knowledge. We've taught them data types, and they should know how to use the if-else control structure. Also within NICE, we also have task skills and knowledge. If need be, let's see, was I smart enough to pull it up so I can show you? Yes, look at me. And so, now there are days where I think I did it and I didn't, so that could have gone badly. So just be aware. But for today, we did it. So notice we're looking at the software development role. And in this case, we're looking at some of the tasks. As I said, the abilities are out here, knowledge, skills, and it's a drop down. And I looked through this and picked some of those tasks that will be as part of. So when you see a TO 68 or something like that, you will know what task went with that. Okay. And from there, just giving you an idea of where this is, that's where I got this. What am I going to want them to do? They're going to look at preparing a work chart that describes the input, output, and logical operations and convert them into a series of instructions coded in a computer language. That's a task they're going to do. They're going to develop a secure code with error handling. Why? I need them to make sure that the username and password match, at least to this basic, at this very basic level. Authenticate what you bring in. Validate what you bring in. So they're going to validate that. And then if there are any errors, of course, I don't take non-working programs, so they gotta get it fixed. Okay, and what are the details? In my assignment, they're going to use pseudocode and flowcharts that they've been taught to provide a plan for the development of this, and that goes with the TO 189. They're going to create code using Visual Studio Code and put it in a GitHub repository. And they're going to check their work. I'm sorry, I didn't get the task details on that done that we want them to do. What is the scenario? As part of my instruction, they're going to be a part of a secure software development team that's working on a shopping cart application for a new Habitat for Everyone shopping agency. And they're a junior software developer. That's my context. Everybody see where I'm coming from? So we've talked about the actor, we've talked about the behavior, and now we're talking about what? How do they see themselves in this? They're a junior developer in a software development team. Okay, and the technology, now you don't have to use all of this, but these are some of the things that they need to know. They know they're going to use Visual Studio Code. They know they're going to use GitHub. They've already set up and they've got their GitHub accounts. And we are using C++ for the semester. So look at them, they're stuck with me. And so we go from there. And the documentation, notice all of this gives me the context. They're going to have an analysis of specification that will allow them to do the input processing outputs. We will tell them what we need from that. They will do test cases. And in our test cases, we're going to expect them to be able to give us not just what works, but the edge cases and the misuse cases. Even though they don't fully understand abuse and misuse when they go to TechSoft, they have started doing that in their fundamental courses. I just don't need your test cases to be what works, but what around the edges and what doesn't work. And how will you deal with that? And you can do all of that with an if else statement. Okay. And then in our department, we do ask, which is part of our integrity, a statement of independent effort. If you work with somebody, they need to know early on, you need to give whatever collaborators that you worked with, especially now that we have ChatGPT. Y'all don't have that problem. But so to that extent, who did you collaborate with within your group, within your class? Statement of independent effort so that we can look at integrity and things like that. How do we know that this is done? I know that more often than not, we are looking at students getting work done and making ABC, and I'm still working on getting this completion, the degree of completion that's okay. And I've come to the fact that there are some things I'm going to want, which would be gotten at about 80%. Was your pseudocode valid? Or flowchart? You may not know how to do one as well as the other. As long as one of them is correct, we'll be okay, although I'm asking for both. Did you provide test cases that include misuse cases? Were you able to give me a running application that assessed the validity of data that was given and that I got the desired output? Because I used my own test cases to go against it. Did you validate the username and password? And were you able to purchase a minimum of 2 products? They have about 5 products that they should purchase. I should be able to see that they're able to do, and they may have some mistakes in there, but that is working. So, amount of time, they are told this will probably take you about 8 hours. So plan accordingly. You have a lot of other classes, you don't have a whole day to give to this, plan accordingly. Okay, now this should have hidden the other notes, but that basically from this part is our ABCDE. Okay, any questions? Well, I think we'll have questions in the breakout room, so please don't ask any questions. That you can see the teacher. This is why I stop at the teacher and go, can we move on before we move on? But no questions. So that is one more. Yeah, there we go. And you asked me, where is my statement? I don't know if you can read this, but I hope you can. So, shopping cart part 1. As a software developer with knowledge of accepting inputs and validating given data, you've been added to this project. You're going to focus on allowing students, customers to do ABC. I'm not going to read to you. You're done with kindergarten. As a junior software developer on the team, you've been tasked with, and I give you the rest of the work. This task should be approximately 8 hours to complete. Pace yourself. This is part 1 of 4 of the implementation of your shopping cart application. Documentation is important. Please go ahead. Here are the things I want you to submit to me. And remember, as a secure software developer, you're expected to validate and process multiple inputs from different input streams. We have a cover page template, which I can show later if people have questions about that. And here's where you link up to my assignment GitHub to be able to make sure you put your work in. And I'm done. I hope I took less than 10 minutes.
Wow, what a great walkthrough and an incredible sample for all of us who want to be at this level, but certainly aren't at the level of developing this out yet. So great job. Yara, if you can show us the second page, there we go. And Gretchen?
Thank you, Sandra. I appreciate it. We do have 3 folks next month. But as I mentioned in the chat, if anybody wants to be on standby, we've been having a lot of folks where, you know, our schedules just get away from us and life happens that way, and that's okay. So if you want to do that, please email me. But we are very excited to have the University of San Diego, we've got Kennesaw State, and we've got CTU here from Colorado Springs. So we're excited to have everybody present next time. And thank you all for your responses and getting back to me and helping me keep the schedule on track. So thank you so much, and back over to you.
Okay, Yair, back to you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I just want to remind everyone about our community of practice website. I just shared that in the chat, and I also want to remind everyone about our symposium coming up, right, in April. So please check it out. You can get more information about the symposium through the community, PAE community website. And you should have received an invited email regarding that. And with that, I see Gretchen wants to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, really quick, Yair. Next Friday, we're doing our first new and early career faculty initiative workshop. We're going to have one a month for the spring semester, and then we're going to do one a month in the fall. So if you have any new or early career faculty that are interested in that, please sign up. We're going to be doing some really key topics that we think the younger faculty and the earlier career faculty really want to get their hands around the resources and how to teach some of these concepts. So we're very excited to have teams of new faculty and experienced faculty working together on these events. So please do come join us. Thanks, Yair.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and close the recording. And please stay in, and I'll kick in the breakout rooms. Give me a second.